Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Adam and Michelle from AdamandMichelleCarey.com, and we welcome you to another 4 at 4 on Facebook Live. We do Facebook Live 4 days a week. Having a little trouble with my voice today.
Yeah, what's going on? You swallow a frog?
I don't know. Maybe just talking too much. I slept with my mouth wide open last night, and it was not a good thing.
And you know what came with that, too?
What did it come with?
Loud snoring.
Loud snoring. So, anyway, 4 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Central, and 7 o'clock Eastern, the 4 at 4. And we are kicking off another book study. We had a phenomenal interview last week.
Yes.
And we've got another interview scheduled this Thursday. We'll save the surprise of who it is.
It's a big one.
For the end. Yeah, we got another big name.
Yeah.
And so we just welcome you if you're joining us.
Hey, John.
How are you guys doing? What's
Yeah,
up, Ali? What's up, John? What's up, Scotty?
Scotty.
Hey, would you guys type in where you're tuning in from today? I think we're going to have a good turnout because nobody wants to be that guy. Who's bold enough to admit they've been that guy? Who's bold enough to admit they've been that guy today? You're that guy today?
No.
Making us look
No,
bad?
but I did run into one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
Patricia, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in.
want to mention
New York in the house.
Our last 4 at 4 on Thursday actually didn't happen because we were trying to do an interview via broadcast.
Trying to make it live, yeah.
We tried to make that live. Anyway, the technology didn't quite work out so well. So if you want to catch the interview with network marketing superstar and leader Rob Sperry, it was an amazing interview. I'm telling you, it's worth your time. We're going to actually cut some up of his favorite gold nuggets, our favorite gold nuggets of his, and post them as well. But that won't be under the live videos. It will just be as a regular upload. So just wanted to make you guys
Did we share it over in the Facebook private group?
We did.
Okay,
and
good.
we do have a private group. So if you're not a part of the private Facebook group yet, all of our content and interaction from our Facebook Lives, we go there to interact even more. So make sure you do that, and we'll add the link in the comment section. If you just want to drop a comment, we'll make sure you get invited in and we'll start interacting with you.
So here's what I'd like to see in the Facebook group is the Facebook group is designed not for just us to post, but for y'all to post too. Whether it's quotes. Right now we're doing our book study on our book, Don't Be That Guy, which you guys voted for. We just got done with one of John Maxwell's books. What I'd love to see in there is more videos, and I'd really like to see maybe a 2-3 minute video from you on a story of when you were that guy. It could either be a chapter we're talking about or another chapter. It's fun maybe to take those and we can use it as content too. Yeah. But it also encourages people to be like, oh my goodness, I'm glad I'm not the only one. And so please, this week, would you do that? Would you just take 2 or 3 minutes, share a story when you were that guy, just get vulnerable, get transparent, let it all hang out. It's all good. We've all made mistakes, and we would appreciate it. So
maybe not let it all hang out.
No.
But I do want to mention, 2 things. When you do share your that guy stories, it's amazing how, that if you ever had shame in that area, you felt really bad you did that, when you tell people, you could actually laugh about it and let go of it. So I think that's helpful as well. And along the lines of posting, I do have to apologize. We did delete it, right?
Yep.
Someone posted an opportunity post. This is not the group to do it, so make sure we're totally general.
Generic,
we do not post company names or anything like that. We want it to be a safe environment. So I apologize, we didn't catch it yesterday, but it was on there. Just know that our private Facebook group isn't going to be like one of those groups where you go in and it's just a bunch of links. Our group is going to be value based.
You spam, you're banned.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Yolanda, Murray, and Jennifer? So tell everybody, what are we if they're just new to the conversation, just a quick recap. So we're doing a book study.
Yep.
And what are we covering today?
So this is kind of how the schedule is going to go for the next 3 weeks. We're diving into Don't Be That Guy in Network Marketing, the book. You could go ahead and get the Kindle. The link to the Amazon page is That Guy on Amazon.com. You could pick up the Kindle.
Can somebody put that link in there for us? That Guy on Amazon.com. It takes you straight to Amazon. Yeah.
So, and then also, you could, if you want a signed copy, we're sending out more today. So you would just go to our website. The link is posted in the title of this video. And so for from Monday through Wednesday, we're going to cover 2 chapters. Or actually, Mondays and Tuesdays is 2 chapters. And then Wednesdays is 3 chapters. And then Thursdays, we'll have an interview with a big leader.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah. So I know you're like, whoa, 3 chapters. The chapters are really short.
Yeah.
So it won't take a lot of time at all.
Okay, so today we're covering chapters 1 and 2, the sneak attack MLMer. Let me show you a little picture there. That's like some guy showing up thinking he's at
It says job interview.
Yeah, because he thinks he's at a job interview and he's showing up to an opportunity.
We gotta tell them that we used to post on Craigslist that we were gonna have like a group job interview, and we'd send them to our opportunity meetings, which was not good.
Well, we interviewed Todd Falcone last week on a private webinar, and that's how actually he got introduced to network marketing. Is he thought he was showing up to like some job interview. He heard an opportunity. He still joined. He saw it, but it was a little bit sneaky.
Yeah. So I mean, let's just say it works, but okay.
But you don't want to be that guy.
This is what happens because people do these things, you know. One person in like hundreds or thousands gets in, and then 1 in a million becomes a rock star, and then everybody wants to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so don't do it.
Okay, and then chapter 2 is the secret agent. The person that doesn't even know they're in business most of the time unless they hear like, oh yeah, I'm in that company, or oh yeah, I could.
No one knows they're in business.
Or someone says, yeah, I'm actually going to join this opportunity, and then they go, oh no, don't join them, join me. I'm actually in that, and they're like, you are? You've never told me you're in that business. Right. So we're going to share a little bit about that, and where do you want to start, Michelle?
What's the first chapter? What's chapter 1 again?
The sneak attack MLMer, which I want to start off with a question. Welcome, Mikey. Saw you just joined. Here's my question, and answer it honestly to yourself. Are you proud to be in network marketing, or are you ashamed? See, some of you are actually ashamed, but you don't really know it. It's like subconsciously you're ashamed because you're afraid to bring it up. I mean, you're either loud and proud, or you're ashamed, or you're kind of confused and in between. And if you're not sure yet, maybe you ought to go to some events and you maybe, plug in and hang around some successful people so you can actually raise your belief. But I find that the sneak attack MLMers are actually a little bit ashamed to be in network marketing because they want to have the success first before they wear the badge of honor. But you're never going to have the success first. You got to wear the badge of honor first. You got to be proud, and you got to represent it well, and then the success is going to come. And so we've got some stories to share with you.
Can I just jump in there?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay, so let's say you don't know. You don't know if you're ashamed, or, like you kind of say to yourself, yeah, I'm proud to be in network marketing, but here's a litmus test, is what happens on the inside and subconsciously when someone asks you, is it one of those things, or is this one of those pyramid things? Like if inside you get all nervous and tense and you're just like clammy, then one, it could be that you just don't know how to answer that question, and we'll tell you how. And or 2, like you're afraid to let them know. You know what I mean? So that's the litmus test, is if you're in conversation with someone, when someone says, is this one of those things, or is this a pyramid, what's going on inside? Yeah.
See, here's something I shared a couple weeks ago, I think, is if you have a posture and you have a belief, if your belief is greater than their unbelief, then they won't try to talk you out of it. Most of the time when people say, is this a pyramid? Is this one of those things? They don't even really know what they're asking. They've just heard the term pyramid before, and they're just regurgitating what they've heard before. And so here's my response. So you can write this down. Here's your first gold nugget. Is if someone says, oh, is this one of those pyramid things? And I'll say, it's network marketing. Are you familiar with it? Or I'll say, well, pyramid. Well, what I'll also ask them sometimes is I'll say, pyramid, like you mean illegal? Like I'm just asking, I don't get defensive. I'll just ask them, pyramid, do you mean like illegal? And they go, oh, no, not illegal. But where you get someone and then they get somebody and they get somebody. And I go, oh, what I think you're referring to is network marketing. And absolutely, this is network marketing. I love it. I've been a part of it for 9 years. Are you familiar with the profession? That's a question you want to ask people. Are you familiar with the profession? Not are you familiar with that hobby? Are you familiar with that thing? It's, are you familiar with that profession? And most of the time they're going to go, no, or I tried it once, or, I heard about somebody that got burned or they lost their house. which I always heard a funny joke that, you know, our opportunity was, you know, around $400 to join. And so someone says, I heard of someone that lost their house doing that. Well, I've never seen a $400 house, but...
Well, you don't want to say that, too.
Yeah, you don't want to say that. It's all things that are going through my head.
Here's one thing that I like, too. Like, is this one of those things, or is this one of those pyramid things? You mean network marketing? Absolutely. It allows me to have a full-time income while being at home with my daughter, you know? So you just tell the benefit of why you love it so much. And if you're not full-time yet, it allows me to get an extra $500 a month working very part-time, and it allows us to, you know, go on vacation 3 times a year, you know, or like if you have a weight loss product or something, it has allowed me to XYZ. So you're always like entering why you love it so much, and it's like, it's a posture of like, why wouldn't I love it?
But give a couple things and then leave room to breathe. Like, don't like tell them everything you love. If you have questions regarding this specific don't be that guy mistake, type them in, because we'd love to answer it the way we would answer it. But I like asking people like, hey, are you familiar with it? And then allow them a chance to share, and then I can share a testimony or experience. Instead of telling them facts, share stories, share testimonies, and then that is the best way to educate. Okay, what do you say before you actually started seeing the benefits?
You could share someone else's story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You share someone else's story. So if they say, is this network marketing? You say, absolutely. Are you familiar with the profession? They go, well, are you having any success? Well, matter of fact, I just got started, but the business partner that I'm working with, you know, he was corporate America, working, you know, 70 hours a week, got 3 kids. Yeah. And working part-time, was able to retire and, you know, share those results and just be honest. That's one of the questions a lot of people like to avoid is, well, are you making any money yet? Well, it doesn't matter if you've been in a month, if you've been in a year, just be honest. Say, you know what, I've been in for 2 years, and to be honest, I haven't really taken it that serious, but I just went to a local event and I've recommitted to my business. People will appreciate the honesty, and, you know, like exaggerating is like quicksand. So you never want to get caught up, because if you embellish on your results, then the next time they see you, like you gotta over embellish again, and it's just not a good position to be in.
Yeah, and I just wanted to speak on that because I made that mistake in my very first network marketing company. I was telling people, yeah, like I met this guy and he makes like 80 grand an hour. And people were just like, and I think it was true, you know, like maybe around that ballpark, it was like an astronomical number, but people were just, they just thought I was crazy, and they thought I was over exaggerating. So what you also want to do is not always highlight the #1 income earner. You know, you always want to just maybe even highlight some people that are making the $1,000 extra a month or the $500 extra a month, because I think that makes people like, oh wow, like I'm super busy, but that sounds like something that I could do. And then one other thought. Before
you transition that thought, here's a huge tip, guys. The majority of the people you're talking to are going to be way, way more impressed with $500 to $1,000 part-time than they will $100,000 to $500,000 full-time, because they aren't going to see themselves doing this full-time. So you need to always be sharing with them the part-time stories. Like you might think $500 to $1,000. If you're talking to a doctor or a dentist, that's not going to probably impress them. But to the average, like the masses, the majority of the people, sharing the $500 to $1,000 of what someone's earning part-time, that's where you need to stick. That's like your sweet spot. If you share about the 1 or 2 people that are making a bunch of money full-time, most people aren't going to relate to that. They're not going to see themselves in that position, and they're just going to kind of dismiss the opportunity. So I wanted to share that before you continue.
Yeah, that's good. And then, you know, diving on what you said is part-time while you own your time, you know, because someone's always looking for part-time work, but they're going to have to clock in, clock out. And so the benefit of network marketing is it's part-time while you're owning your time. And another thing that I wanted to talk about, when someone does throw out the pyramid or you know, any objection, the best thing that you want to do is keep cool. You don't want to get all defensive, you know, and really listen to them. Allow them to, like, if they do throw out, oh, one of my friends got burned in one of those things, allow them to share the story with you without getting like defensive. And just a lot of times when you just listen and say, oh, well, here's my experience, and you can have a really good conversation with people. And it's happened a lot.
Will you tell them why we were supposed to start off our video with this? Why is network marketing etiquette so important, and where do you see it filling a gap?
Yeah. So the reason why we really like this book kind of got written on accident, but then when we had the premise of the book, we were like, oh my gosh, we realized that this was filling a major training gap in network marketing. It's because we get trained, you know, the system. All of us, no matter what company you have a system that's really simple, and then we enroll people into personal development. But along the way, there's hidden mistakes that people often make, and it's etiquette. It's network marketing etiquette. It's etiquette in pertaining to network marketing in general. And so that's what this book is all about. And there's a concept called principle of first mention. So for example, when someone, like, let me ask you this. Have you ever like gone to a friend and you told them about your network marketing business and they suddenly had like a knee-jerk reaction and you're like, what was that all about? You know, they're like, don't ever talk to me about that. And, you know, it's all happened to us. This is why. Okay, it's the principle of first mention. So if anyone has had an interaction with someone that's in network marketing, whether positive or negative, let's just take it in a negative way for now, okay, they're going to take that as a perspective, and it becomes a lens for which how they measure every other encounter with network marketers against. So this is why this is so important, and we need your help, guys. Like, we need to get this training information out there. I don't care if we make money off of it or not, but when people encounter different people and it's negative, it creates an uphill battle for everyone, because when someone meets that guy in network marketing, they think we're all like that. You know, so principle of first mention, we got to clear the lens that has been put on network marketing. It's that stigma, and it's our chance to treat people respectfully, not be sneaky, and not be full of pressure. Like, well, if you're supposed to be my friend, if you're not going to be my customer, well, we can't be friends anymore. It's like, don't put the relationship before your business and making money.
Preach it.
So yeah, I just get really excited about it, because it's like, you know, network marketing deserves a lot more respect than it's getting.
Yeah, well, we dug our own grave, or we dug our own hole.
And we've made the mistakes, and we wish we had this information before we started.
I think I shared this story. So the other day, I was actually, where's my watch bike? I was getting a watch band put on at a local jeweler, and so I'm just chit-chatting with the guy, and he goes, hey, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm in network marketing. Are you familiar with it? That's usually what I say. I said, I'm in network marketing. Are you familiar with it? And he goes, yeah. I kind of just like he kind of regretted asking the question. And we just kept talking, and he asked a few more questions. And I said, when I asked him, are you familiar with it? He goes, man, he says, I've been at this store like 20 years and I get prospected every single week. He's like, you can't work in sales and never get prospected. And he started sharing the stories of I told him a little bit about what we do in etiquette and training, and I said, you know, it's funny that network marketing is the only profession in the world, outside of maybe being a drug dealer, that actually tries to hide the title of what we do. And he goes, you know, that's the most intelligent thing I've ever heard any network marketer say. He says, usually they come in here and I'll say, hey, what do you do for a living? And they say, well, I'm self-employed. And he'll go, well, what do you do? And they'll go, well, I'm working right now, just being here in the jewelry store. And they're all sneaky about it. And the guy's like, gosh, that's so unattractive. And they try to just be like sneaky. You don't even tell them like what they do, the products, the services, the company. I mean, that's just weird. Like, if people ask you an upfront question, you got to give an upfront answer. I used to, people used to say, what's it about? And I used to be the guy that would be like, it's about 20 minutes. It's about 5 minutes. If you can't look, then fine. But I just found that to be weird, because I like people to be straightforward with me. And I got a couple more examples, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Chapter 2.
Yeah.
So,
I want to give them the script too for the warm market.
Okay, so a couple quick stories. You guys like stories? You guys good with stories? So we were at a family function this weekend, and there was a lot of family on my side that I actually have maybe met once or twice. I just don't ever see them. I don't really know them that well, but I love them. And I saw, I don't know if he's like a great uncle. He's 82 years old. And he's like, so Adam, I think I've seen him. I saw him like 10 years ago, and before that was a gazillion years. He's like, so Adam, what do you do for a living? And I said, my wife and I are in business. And he goes, well, what kind of business? I said, we're in network marketing. Are you familiar with it? And he's like, and so I gave a description of network marketing, and he goes, oh, like a pyramid. And I could just tell his demeanor was just negative about it. I don't think he's ever been involved. And to be honest, I wasn't feeling the best, and I didn't feel like talking about it or like explaining it. And so he said, like a pyramid, huh? And I went, exactly. And then he just kind of got spooked and changed the conversation, which I was totally cool with, because I could tell he wasn't interested. So I was like, exactly. And fast forward to today, I was at the gym talking to the guy behind the counter. He's become my buddy, and we chat every day, or at least the days that I go in.
Every day.
Every day I go. Which I'm 1 for 1 this week, baby. And so he's like, so do you got to go to work, or where do you got to go? I said, oh, I work from the house. My wife and I have a business, and we're in network marketing. Are you familiar with it? And he goes, yeah, I think so. So I explained to him, and he was asking questions, like good questions, and I gave him a little bit of information on the company, and I said, listen, if you're interested, I'll get you some information. But I didn't say this, but I told Michelle this after, and I'm going to start using this, so you can write it down. What I did say was, if you're interested, I'll get you some information. But listen, no pressure. I only work with the volunteers. And he's really interested. I left him a message today, and I'll see him in the morning. What I'm going to start adding, though, is I'm going to say, look, I'll get you some information if you're interested, but please don't just be polite, because I just don't have time to follow up with people that are just being polite. I only want to show people that are interested. There's no pressure to partner with me, but at least have the interest to do something else, like to do something more, to do something part-time. And so I like that. It was please don't be polite. So I'm going to start using that. Feel free to use that and let us know how that works for you.
Yeah. So anyway, before we move on to the next one, do you ever, any of you, like, are you intimidated to contact your warm market or your hot market, which is like the hardest people to contact, right? We're definitely in that boat. Actually, a lot of people never joined us, but anyway,
didn't
never, maybe because it's my grammar. But anyway, so we had an interview, and we've gone to the point where this was a long time ago, where we're just asking people that were really close to us, hey, could you just do me a favor and take a look what I'm doing? No pressure on partnering up with me, although I think you would do great, but most of all, I just want you to know what I'm doing. So if you ran into the person that would be a good partner for me, you know how to refer me confidently. Mm-hmm. And so that's a good script that you could use with your warm market, because I know a lot of times, like in the beginning of our business, we were like slamming our warm market. Like we weren't telling them what it was. We were just like bringing them to dinner, and then suddenly they were at this presentation.
Let me say, we had them over for KFC. We weren't bringing people to dinner when we first got started. We're like, grab a drumstick.
Yeah, or
some mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I just didn't want to paint a picture more glamorous than it was.
Okay, yeah, there's more story to that, because we used to do happy hours and stuff before meetings. But anyway, there's a better way to do it, so you could do it that way. And then we had an interview with Rob Sperry last Thursday, and if you haven't watched the interview again, I just highly implore you to go. Mm-hmm. But anyway, a lot of people were like, can you tell me that script again? Was it on that one? We've been doing so many interviews. So, I wrote down what he said, because this is gold. If you ever have friends that are starting to give you pushback, and so this is what you could say. And then if they're still giving you pushback after this, then just move on. Okay, so you're just asking them to take a look for you in case they know someone they could confidently refer you to. And then if they're like hoing and humming, then you could say, if you take a look at this and you're not interested, then I'll never bother you again. And just so you know, I'll never make it awkward. Okay, just so you know, I'll never make it awkward, and I'll never waste your time. But I think it's worth your time to take a look. You can say no, and then we could grab something to eat after. One of the things I love about that is you're promising them you're never going to make it awkward. Because what friends feel when like someone gets in and they're like, well, I would feel bad to say no, so I'm just going to do the whole avoidance thing, which we don't like as network marketers, right? It's like, gosh, like, why are they not answering my calls anymore? They need to know that it's okay for them to say no, and you're never going to bring it up again, and it's not going to be awkward.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and it's friends as usual if the answer is no.
So again, the secret, or the not the secret agent, but the
Sneak attack.
The sneak attack MLMer are the people that just avoid being upfront that it's network marketing. If people ask, is this one of those things? Yeah, absolutely, it's network marketing. Are you familiar with it? So a sneak attack MLMer, they try to avoid. No, it's not. Like, I was on a call the other day. It was really frustrating that I was on this call looking at an opportunity for a friend, which I was happy to, because he'd never been involved in network marketing. He's like, Adam, I trust your opinion. Like, he was doing the opinion thing, but honestly, I really don't think he was trying to recruit me, because he just literally wanted my advice, like, before putting his name on something. And maybe he was I don't think he was, but I talked to this guy, his potential business partner, and they refused to call it network marketing, or they refused to call it multi-level, and I'm like, it's the same thing. I was like, do you guys get paid multiple levels? And it was a binary, and I was just like, I was frustrated that they wouldn't own up to the fact that it was network marketing, and because they were trying to avoid that, they're not really helping with the battle cry of elevating the profession. And so anyway, that was just like a red flag for me. Like, why would you like avoid that? You guys are in network marketing. You recruit, you train, you get paid through multiple generations. Like, however you dice it, it's network marketing, it's direct sales, it's multi-level. You can call it whatever you want, but you're still in the same profession. And so anyway, that's a sneak attack MLMer. Chapter 2, the secret agent, is a little bit different. Talk about the secret agent. What is the secret agent? For those that haven't read the chapter.
The secret agent is someone that's not intentional in bringing up their business. For example, a lot of times what I found is I run into this a lot. Like, I'll meet new people. I'll be in settings where there's a group of people or so, and I'll, in conversation, what do you do? And then they'll say what they do, and then they'll turn around and ask me what I do, and I talk about network marketing, and they say, oh, I'm a rep for so-and-so. And it's like, well, I think it's really important to mention in the first sentence that you're in network marketing. Yeah, definitely. It's mindset. Is your store open all the time? Not that you're like waiting to jump on people, but that you're like, yeah, I work full time, and then I also have my network marketing business, which I'm most excited about, because it's going to allow me to leave that if that's your plan. So I know, like, real quickly, because we're running out of time, but I know of a really big leader that ended up joining someone else rather than her own neighbor, because that neighbor never told her that she was in network marketing, and then someone else in the same company introduced her, and she was like the girl that joined and was looking for something to do. She was looking for a network marketing business. So just because, like, it's not your full-time business, but it should be in your 30-second commercial.
So here's a tip for you, is if I asked you, hey, what do you do for a living? Would you automatically add your part-time business? Because 99, or not 99, but a large percentage of you work your business part-time and you work somewhere else full-time. So whenever someone asks you, hey, what do you do for a living? That's an opportunity to share that you're in business for yourself, but it's not permission to throw up all over them. So what you want to get in the habit of doing is working in, well, I'm a nurse full-time, but I have a home-based business. And then most people know what a nurse is, so they're going to say, well, what's your home-based business? What do you do? Yeah. And then that might give you an opportunity to share a little bit more. Like, leave a little bit of curiosity so they give you permission to talk more, but work it into your quick little delivery, so at least it plants a seed. Or you can say, I'm a nurse full-time, but I work part-time with aspiring entrepreneurs that want to get into business for themselves. That's good. That's kind of like an interest.
Very good.
Yeah, that's an interest piquer. So I'm a full-time nurse, but I help aspiring entrepreneurs get into business for themselves. Especially with people needing tax breaks. That's one of the biggest reasons people partner with me and I help them get into business. Are people that are looking for tax breaks. Like, that's a recruiting edge that we don't use enough in our profession, because the majority of people that are W-2 income, they need a small business on the side. And if you would simply just lead with that, like you ask them, hey, by chance, you work full time, right? Do you have any small, side businesses that, or do you have any side businesses? They go, no, not really. I say, I'd highly recommend that you look into one, because there's huge tax benefits, really. Yeah, matter of fact, I have a small side business, and then they're going to ask you about it.
Yeah.
So use that as an
Here's
angle.
homework.
Okay.
Are you done?
Well, I gave them one homework assignment, which was post a video. If you're just joining us, the conversation late, post a video this week in the private Facebook group. We'll include the link in the comments of a 2 to 3 minute video of a story when you were that guy, but also include what you learned from it, what you would do differently, so we can all gain a little bit of wisdom from that.
Okay, can I add one more?
I'm done.
All right. So here's a great homework assignment for all of us, and awesome, Yolanda. I'm glad that you, in your 30-second commercial or your elevator speech, that you include your part-time business. But for those of you that do not, how about formulating one? Mm-hmm. And if your elevator speech may be too long, how about chopping it down or adding intrigue to it? Like, your elevator speech wants to get someone to ask you questions.
Yeah.
You don't want to have an elevator speech that ends at just that tick. This is what I do, tick, and then there's no conversation going through that. So anyway, work on your elevator speech.
So I want to give another tip on that. This is just our recommendation. You do whatever your company promotes you to do. When people ask us, you notice we share a lot. We usually never include the company name, because there's oftentimes they have a preconceived notion, right? So like, let's say it's skincare and you mention one of the skincare companies. If you mention that, they just think makeup, skincare, it's all the same thing, but it's not the same thing. If it's health and nutrition, or if it's energy, or if it's some kind of other service, if it's travel, whatever it is, I recommend not using your company name, and tell them that you're in business, so it keeps a little bit more curiosity, and then it gives them more opportunity to ask you questions. Because if you just say, well, I'm a rep for so-and-so, mm-hmm. they might have a preconceived notion of what you do, and they might not ask you any more questions.
Right, exactly.
So that's just a tip. Again, do whatever your leadership's telling you to do, but we have just found ourselves getting into more conversations when we haven't said we're an independent contractor for such and such.
Yeah.
We like just being more generic about network marketing, and then kind of going from there.
Yeah. So that's a really good marketing tip, because what makes you different? If you're a part of skincare, there's a lot of skincare companies or vitamins. So what's the edge that you are different from everybody else?
I specialize in.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I specialize in.
That's a good sentence to start with. I specialize in.
Anyway, we'll do chapters 3 and 4 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, 4, 5, 6 on Wednesday. 5, 6, 7 on Wednesday.
Oh, we got to announce our special guest.
Oh,
for Thursday. So on Thursday, we're going to attempt to do this live again, okay? So be flexible, but we've got a big time leader. So on Thursday at 4 o'clock, we're going to be interviewing for another Don't Be That Guy interview, Robert Hollis, who has over $50 million in commissions, earnings, in lifetime and network marketing. He's also the author of How's That Working? And you can learn more about him at lifemechanic.com. But Robert Hollis he's hilarious. I can't wait to have this guy on. As long as I haven't known him that long, but whenever I've seen him on stage or at events, the guy is in a Hawaiian shirt, shorts, and sandals, and he just brings it. I mean, what you see is what you get. Like, there's nothing fake about the guy, and he's made tens of millions of dollars. The man knows what he's doing, but he had to make quite a few mistakes to get there. So I'm excited to kind of hear, about some of those. So again, Robert Hollis on Thursday. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to cover chapters 3 and 4 tomorrow, and 5, 6, and 7 on Wednesday, and then the interview on Thursday. Hawaiian shirts.
That's right. So you're going to wear a Hawaiian shirt?
I don't even own one.
Oh, we got to get you one.
anymore. So anyway, I hope you guys got value out of this. Would you please share it with maybe your team page, or share it on your wall, or let some other people know, because again, the more people that follow along and learn network marketing etiquette, the better it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah. And if you have team members that maybe need to work on their elevator speech, just send them this video. If you suspect, but don't say that they are, if they're secret agents or sneak attackers, just say, hey, I found this video really helpful. I think you should watch it.
Yep, sounds good. Well, hey, God bless you guys. Thanks for getting on. Cheers to your freedom. We'll check with you mañana. See ya.
Mañana.